Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked into a man's eyes in that exact moment when the passion between you is about to explode? That heartbeat, that pause right before your bodies finally connect, it's electric, isn't it? Your breath quickens, your skin feels like it's on fire, and your entire body is saying, yes, this is it. Now here's the secret. Most women don't realize when a man goes inside you for the first time in that moment of intimacy, he's not just feeling the physical, he's feeling an avalanche of emotions he rarely shows. Sure, the chemistry, the heat, the desire are all there, but underneath that, he's more vulnerable, more open, and more desperate for your approval than you could ever imagine. In that instant, he's caught between overwhelming desire and quiet gratitude. He knows he's being let into a sacred, intimate part of you, and whether he admits it or not, it feels like an honor. His pulse is racing not just because of the physical pleasure, but because of the connection. He's thinking, am I enough for her? Is she enjoying this as much as I am? He wants to impress you, to please you, to make you feel like you're the only woman in the world who could make him feel this alive. And ladies, that's the truth so many overlook. Sex isn't just about the body, it's about the mind, the heart, the energy that flows between you. And today, I'm going to share with you exactly what a man really feels in those first moments of intimacy and how you can use this knowledge to deepen your connection with him forever. When a man finally gets to that moment with you, the feeling that floods through him is almost impossible to put into words. It's not just lust, though of course the desire is strong. It's not just the heat of the moment, though that fire is undeniable. What's really happening is a collision of raw passion with a deep sense of gratitude. He's not only excited to be close to you, he's profoundly aware that you've chosen him, that you've allowed him to step into your space, your world, your body. And in that instant, it's as though he's both consumed by hunger and humbled by the privilege. Imagine this from his perspective. For days, weeks, maybe even months, he's been anticipating this moment. Every touch, every kiss, every brush of your hand across his arm has been building toward this point. And then suddenly it's happening. The very first second he's inside you is like a lightning bolt, sharp, electric, overwhelming. His senses are heightened, his heart pounds, and his body feels like it's on fire. But as much as he's swept up in the physical rush, something deeper is stirring inside him, gratitude. Gratitude that you trust him enough to share yourself with him in this way. Gratitude that out of all the men in the world, it's him you're allowing into this intimate space. And here's the beautiful paradox, even in the intensity of his desire, there's a softness. He feels powerful, yes, but he also feels humbled. The gratitude creates a tenderness that makes him want to protect you, to treasure you, to make sure you feel just as alive and cherished as he does in that moment. This is why intimacy at its best isn't just sex, it's a language, a way of saying without words, I want you, I need you, and I'm so thankful it's you. For many men, this blend of desire and gratitude is addictive. It's why he craves not just your body, but the connection, because every time you allow him that closeness, he's reminded of how lucky he is. It fuels his passion, it deepens his emotional bond, and it makes him think of you long after the moment is over. That's why those first seconds matter so much. They're not just about pleasure, that they're about imprinting a memory of you that he'll carry in his mind and body for days to come. When a man enters you for the first time in that moment, something happens that most women never truly realize. He feels a rush of vulnerability that cuts straight through the confident exterior he normally wears. On the outside, he may look like he's in control, calm, even dominant, but inside he's far from it. In that exact instant, he's giving you access not just to his body, but to his emotions, his insecurities, his need for validation. It may sound surprising, but sex for a man, especially in those first moments, is one of the rare times he allows himself to be completely unguarded. Men spend so much of their lives building walls. They're taught to be strong, to hide their weaknesses, to never let anyone see them sweat. But when he's inside you, those walls crumble. The physical closeness is undeniable, but what shakes him even more is the emotional exposure. He's asking himself 100 silent questions. Does she really want me? Am I giving her what she needs? Is she feeling the same connection I am? And in that vulnerability, he's placing his ego, his pride, and his sense of worth into your hands. That's why your response in those first seconds means everything to him. The way you touch him, the way you breathe, the way your body welcomes him in, it all tells him whether he's safe to let go or whether he should retreat back behind his armor. If you show him that you're with him, that you're enjoying him, that you want this as much as he does. It unleashes something inside him. That vulnerability transforms into confidence, and his desire for you multiplies. But if he senses hesitation or indifference, that vulnerable moment can feel like rejection, and it can echo in his mind long after the physical act is over. This is why intimacy can feel so different depending on the connection between you. For a man, sex without trust or emotional reciprocity can leave him feeling empty, almost exposed in a painful way. But when he feels that mutual passion, when he feels that you're right there with him, his vulnerability turns into the most powerful kind of closeness. It makes him feel bonded, connected, and understood on a level he rarely gets to experience. And once a man feels safe being vulnerable with you in that moment, it's not just sex anymore, it's a bridge into his heart that makes him crave you long after the night is over. When a man finally finds himself in that intimate space with you, one of the strongest feelings that takes over his mind and body is the deep, unshakable desire to please you. From the outside, it may look like he's lost in his own passion, overwhelmed by his own physical need. But the truth is, inside his head and heart, so much of his attention is focused on you, your reactions, your breath, your sounds, your body language. He's paying attention to whether your eyes close with pleasure, whether your hand grips his arm or his back, whether your lips part in that way that tells him he's hitting the right rhythm. For many men, that moment isn't just about release. It's about validation. It's about knowing that he can take you somewhere you can't get to on your own. This need to please is primal. It's also deeply emotional. He wants to feel like he's the man who can unlock something inside you, the man who can give you what no one else has given. It's not just about ego, though that certainly plays a part. It's also about connection. He wants you to look at him afterward with that glow in your eyes that says, "You made me feel incredible." That look, that unspoken feedback fuels him more than anything else. It makes him feel powerful and tender at the same time. He may not always admit it out loud, but a man's greatest high during intimacy is often knowing he's left you breathless. In those first moments when he's inside you, his brain is racing with little check. Is she comfortable? Is she aroused enough? Does she want me to go slower, deeper, faster? The rhythm of your body becomes his map. The sound of your moans becomes his music. Every shift you make, every sigh, every arch of your back is telling him a story he desperately wants to get right. Because if he feels like he's missing the mark, it doesn't just frustrate him, it cuts into his confidence. But when he feels you melting under his touch, when he hears the proof in your voice that you're not just present, but completely consumed by him, it gives him a surge of energy that keeps him going far beyond what his body alone would allow. And here's something many women don't realize. A man who truly cares about you is constantly adjusting himself to your needs. He might act like he's leading, but he's also following. He's listening to your signals, watching for the smallest changes and adapting in real time. If he feels you pull him closer, he knows you want more of him. If he feels you slow him down with a hand on his chest, he understands you want to savor the moment. To him, this isn't a power struggle, it's a dance. And the greatest pleasure he takes is in feeling like you're both moving to the same rhythm, perfectly in sync. That's why in the middle of his own pleasure, his focus keeps coming back to you. Because if you're enjoying it, if you're lost in it, if you're giving yourself over to the experience, then he feels like he's achieved something no one else could in that moment. That's what makes sex unforgettable for him. It's not just the physical release, it's the emotional satisfaction of knowing he gave you an experience that lingers in your body and your memory. And that feeling for a man is intoxicating. It makes him crave you again, not because of what he got, but because of what he was able to give. When a man first goes inside you, one of the strongest, most uncontrollable sensations he battles with is the fear of losing control. That first wave of intensity is like a tidal surge rushing through his entire body. It's raw, overwhelming, and almost too good to contain. In that instant, he feels as though every nerve ending is lit on fire, and while part of him wants to give in completely to the flood of pleasure, another part is fighting to hold back, to slow down, to savor you for long as he possibly can. This struggle between passion and patience is one of the most powerful inner battles he faces during intimacy. For many men, that first sensation can feel almost dangerous in its intensity. It's the moment where the physical pleasure is so strong that his body is begging to give in, but his mind is whispering, not yet. Don't rush this. Don't lose her in the speed of your own excitement. This fear of losing control isn't just about his performance, though that's certainly part of it. It's about his desire to give you an experience that lasts, one that isn't cut short because he couldn't manage his own overwhelming feelings. Deep down, he knows that intimacy is about more than a quick release. It's about connection, about stretching out those moments so they become memories that stay with both of you long after the night is over. This fear also makes him more aware of your reactions than ever. He's not just focused on himself, he's searching for your cues. They're desperately trying to ground himself in your rhythm. If he feels you slow down, he breathes with you. If he feels you want more, he channels that energy to push past his own limits. You become the anchor that helps him steady his body against the storm of sensation threatening to overtake him. In a way, that vulnerability is beautiful because it forces him to surrender to you. He may be physically inside you, but in that moment, you are the one holding the reins. At the same time, this fear of losing control can be exciting for him. It heightens the intensity, sharpens the urgency, and makes him more present. He knows how easily he could let go, and that tension, that tightrope he's walking, can make the connection between you feel even more electric. It's as if he's balancing on the edge of something explosive, and every second he manages to hold back feels like a victory, not just for him, but for both of you. What he often doesn't say out loud is that this struggle makes him feel vulnerable in a way he rarely admits. Men like to be seen as strong, in charge, always in control. In those first few moments, he knows he's not in control at all. He's at the mercy of his own body, of the intensity you stir up inside him. And that surrender, that quiet fear that he could lose himself in you at any second, is part of what makes the experience so unforgettable. It's proof that you have the power to move him in ways he can't contain, no matter how hard he tries. This fear of losing control doesn't weaken his desire, it deepens it. It keeps him humble, it makes him attentive, and it turns intimacy into something more than a physical act. It becomes a dance between restraint and surrender, where every second he holds back builds anticipation, and every moment he lets go brings you closer. And when he finally does allow himself to cross that line, it's not just his release, it's the ultimate expression of how much you've shaken him to his core. The birth of emotional bonding when a man goes inside you is not just about the physical act. It's about something far deeper that he rarely puts into words, but absolutely feels in the core of his being. In that moment, when your bodies merge, he's reminded that sex isn't simply a release of desire. It's the creation of intimacy, the weaving together of two souls through the most vulnerable expression of closeness. A man might not talk about it in romantic language. He may not even fully understand how to describe it, but deep inside, he knows that what he's feeling is more than pleasure. It's a sense of belonging, of being wanted, of being connected in a way he can't achieve anywhere else. What makes this moment so powerful is that it strips him down emotionally just as much as physically. When he's inside you, there's no mask, no performance, no shield to hide behind. He is raw, exposed, and entirely open to the possibility of being accepted or rejected in the most intimate way. And when you welcome him, when you meet him with passion, softness, or even just the tender squeeze of your body around his, it sends a message that he's not just taking from you, he's being let in. That permission, that trust is where emotional bonding truly begins. For many men, the act of going inside a woman is not only about physical closeness, but also about feeling emotionally safe. May not seem obvious, but he's asking a silent question. Do you want me? Do you accept me? Do you feel me as much as I feel you? And when the answer is yes, when he feels your body responding to him, when he sees your eyes locking with his, when he hears your breath change in rhythm with his, it creates an emotional imprint that goes far beyond the bedroom. It's in that exact space where he begins to associate his deepest pleasure with you, not just because you excite him physically, but because you make him feel connected, understood, and valued. The emotional bond is also born in the quiet details. The way your hand caresses his back, the way you whisper his name, the way you let yourself be vulnerable with him too. Every little detail adds weight to that bond, making him feel like he's not just inside your body, but inside your world. And the more he feels that, the more he associates intimacy with love and not just lust. It becomes a powerful emotional loop. His desire for you fuels his feelings, and his feelings for you fuel his desire. What's important here is that this bond can last long after the physical moment ends. Men remember how you make them feel during sex, and that feeling often outweighs the memory of what you actually did. Did he feel wanted? Did he feel cherished? Did he feel like he could lose himself in you and still be safe? If the answer is yes, that emotional connection deepens and becomes a part of the fabric of the relationship. And once a man has that with you, it's almost impossible for him to find it elsewhere. This is why the act of being inside you isn't only about physical satisfaction. It's about the emotional closeness that is born when two people let go of all pretense and meet each other in total vulnerability. For a man, that feeling can be life-changing because it reminds him that love is not just spoken through words, but felt through touch, connection, and the silent but powerful bond that's created in moments like these. So here's the truth. When a man goes inside you, he's not just having sex, he's stepping into the most intimate, unguarded space he can ever experience with a woman. In that single moment, his walls are down, his heart is more exposed than he'll ever admit, and his mind is searching for signals from you, signals that tell him whether this is just pleasure or something so much deeper. Think about it. When you let him inside you, you're not just sharing your body, you're sharing access to a part of yourself that no one else can touch. And the way you respond in that moment, the way you look at him, the way you touch him, the way you allow yourself to feel with him, that's what makes the difference between sex he forgets and intimacy he can never stop thinking about. For men, it's not only about desire, it's about belonging. It's about knowing that you wanted him, not just anybody. It's about feeling like he's not only inside your body, but also inside your heart. That's the imprint he carries long after the sheets are cold. That's why men come back for the woman who makes them feel safe, seen, and desired, not just satisfied. And ladies, here's where you hold the real power. Because once you understand that sex is not just about the physical, that for a man it's also a test of trust, a craving for connection, and a search for emotional safety, you'll never underestimate how powerful you really are in that moment. You have the ability to either make it just an experience or make it unforgettable. So that the next time you're in that deeply intimate space with him, remember this: every kiss, every breath, every sound, every glance is shaping the way he feels about you. Don't just let it be about sex. Let it be about love, connection, and the kind of passion that makes him never want to lose you. And if you want more secrets about how men really think, the things they'll never say out loud but always feel, hit that subscribe button, leave a comment below, and let me know which part of this speech hit you the hardest. Because trust me, once you master this, you won't just have his body, you'll have his heart.